Hey everybody, Austin here again with another pinball gameplay video. Today this is going to be Sopranos, a very long playing game as you'll see by the length of this video. And in this video I actually managed to get to the wizard mode of the game, Boss, and I also managed to complete it. Which isn't super rare. It's not extremely difficult, but it is a grind and it is a lot of work, and yeah, it's fun. I like it. I like Sopranos. So yeah, I'm going to be trying to sort of explain how to play the game as we watch my gameplay footage here. I actually recorded this footage months ago, so I don't even know exactly what happens in this video, aside from working my way up the chain, getting to Underboss, completing all my modes, and qualifying Boss, playing Boss, which is the big wizard mode of the game, and then actually completing it for really big points. So I'd like to make a quick disclaimer as always. If you guys don't like commentary videos, just go to my channel and you can find a non-commentary version of this exact same gameplay video, so you can check that out. I'll also have a full screen version of this footage if you're on a tablet or a smartphone and you want to rotate that screen to get the best viewing experience possible. So yeah. So Sopranos actually has a cool gimmick you can start off with, or a little trick. You can short plunge. So instead of holding the plunger all the way back and plunging to the top lanes, you can actually short plunge. Pull the plunger just back lightly to where you feed the ball to one of your lower flippers without touching a switch. You'll notice there's a drop target by the right middle ramp there, the boat ramp. And you can actually qualify your multi-ball locks there almost for free by doing a short plunge at the start of the game, and that's kind of what I like to do when I play this game. You can get into your boat multi-ball very quickly, and you can use that to start working towards certain goals. In the center of the playfield, there's a line of text that says Underboss, and around that you've got different objectives. You've got episodes, you've got Bada Bing, truck heist, food, safe, RIP, super jackpot for the boat, and then Meadowlands. And those are four major goals you need to complete in order to qualify for the big wizard mode Boss. However, there's also ranks leading up to Underboss. You'll notice there's one blinking right now. It's my level 2 rank, and you can advance rank by either collecting all of the money symbols in the playfield, or by bashing on the safe in the center of the playfield as well. And when you advance your rank all the way up to Underboss, you'll actually start the Underboss mode, which is a mini wizard mode in the game, and very, very good points. So there's two main multi-balls in the game that you can use to actually progress towards your goals. By shooting the left ramp, it's called the Bing ramp. These women on the top of the playfield will actually start spinning around once you've qualified it. And when you start the Bing mode, you have to hit a certain amount of switch hits. And then once you complete those switch hits, you'll actually start the Bing multi-ball. And so I'm actually in Bing multi-ball. And what I did is I used Bing to start my boat multi-ball on the right ramp. The boat multi-ball is more risky to start because it's got this drop target sitting in front of the ramp. And if you try to hit that drop target straight on, a lot of times you get some outlane drains from that. So what you can do is shoot that left ramp. It's 3 shots to qualify the Bing switch hit mode, and then once you hit all your appropriate switches, say I think it starts off at 75 switch hits, and then the second time you access it, it'll be 100, and it'll keep rising by 25 switch hits every successive time you want to play Bing multi-ball. And you can use Bing multi-ball to do lots of stuff, you know, progress towards your modes, progress through your ranks by bashing on that safe, or starting your boat multi-ball. So boat multi-ball is actually really good because if you're playing for just score, say if you're in a tournament or competition setting, collecting the super jackpot on the boat will light victory laps, and the victory laps are actually worth decent points on the boat multi-ball. So boat multi-ball is very risky to get started on its own, and again, you can use Bing to sort of safely prepare the boat multi-ball. It's actually a really good rule of thumb in this game if you want to have an easier time progressing, is always prep Bing no matter what you do. When you come out of Bing multi-ball, shoot that left ramp 3 times to qualify or start your next qualification mode on Bing, where you have to hit a certain amount of switch hits. That way, whatever you're doing in the game, you're always progressing towards Bing multi-ball. That's one strategy I like to use when I play this game. I'm not sure if I do it on this specific gameplay session, but especially recently, I'll always have Bing going. That way, no matter what I'm doing, I'm hitting switch hits that are progressing me towards starting another Bing multi-ball. And again, Bing multi-ball, it's very easy to get going. And again, you can use it to bash on your safe to advance your rank. Safe also gives you points. Safe is actually pretty good points. And that was a bad drain there. And again, you can use your Bing to progress towards your boat multi-ball if you want to play that again. So we're back in single ball play. And I'm working towards my 5th rank right now. And so let me go back to the sort of the goals in the center of the playfield. Starting on the left-hand side, top left, you've got episodes. Now, episodes are your modes in the game. And to actually qualify an episode, you have to hit either the yellow stand-up targets or across the playfield to add letters to Sopranos. You need to spell out Sopranos, and that will light your TV mode. Or you can hit the spinner. The spinner next on the left-hand side of the safe. That'll also add a Sopranos letter and give you some points. Some spinner points. And once you light the episode, you can start it, and that's basically a mode. The modes are, you know, decent points. They're not huge points in the game, but if you do start a mode, it's good to play it out. It's good to collect those points. And you basically rinse and repeat until all your episodes are done. All your modes are done. And then the episodes will light in the playfield. On the left-hand side again, the bada Bing insert. All you have to do is just start Bing multi-ball, and then it'll light. The next one down, which is Truck Heist. Truck Heist is your orbits, both your left and your right orbits. You've got 2 full orbit shots in this game. Generally, hitting a orbit shot will feed to the top lanes, the RIP lanes. That's another goal on the right-hand side. However, 3 shots on the orbits will start Truck Heist. It opens up the diverters on the orbits, and then the orbits will be completely open. And that way, when you shoot the orbit, the ball will loop all the way around. So you've got to watch out for that. And Truck Heist is basically a hurry up. So you shoot either orbit 3 times, and it'll start Truck Heist for a quick hurry up. It usually starts at about 1,000,000 and counts down pretty quickly. And so completing a certain amount of hurry ups will actually light the Truck Heist insert. I don't know what the exact amount is. I don't know if it's 3 or 4 or 5. But you do need to collect those hurry ups to light that insert. Food is a fast scoring mode where you collect the food inserts. So I had one there on the Bing ramp. Now I've got one on the right orbit. I just collected it. And after a certain amount of food inserts are collected, you start the food fast scoring mode. And when you do that, you'll light the insert by Underboss. So moving over to the right hand side, you've got safe, which I've already qualified. Or completed, not qualified. So you just bash on the safe a bunch of times to light that insert. RIP, that's the top lanes again. You've got to complete a set amount of top lanes. I don't know if it's 8 or 10 or something like that. It's quite a few top lane completions you have to make in order to light that insert. Not too hard though. You play a lot of multi-balls. If you're focusing on getting your top lanes done, you'll get them done relatively easily. Super Jackpot beneath the RIP. That is actually the Super Jackpot during the boat multi-ball. So when you're in boat multi-ball, all you have to do is just shoot that same shot over and over. You shoot the drop target, then you shoot the drop target, then you shoot the drop target, and then the drop target stays down, and then you have to lock 2 balls up in the ramp or something like that. I don't remember the exact details, but you basically just keep shooting the same shot over and over until you lock 2 balls up there, which will collect the Super Jackpot. And then that'll drop both balls back down, and that will start your victory laps for that mode. The Super Jackpot is all you need to light that insert, however. The last one by Underboss, the Underboss insert, is Meadowlands. And the Meadowlands is the right ramp next to the boat. So there's actually this wire form ramp Not really a traditional ramp where the ball just kind of goes up a feed and loops around. It's actually, the ball sort of hops up this curve and lands onto the top side of the ramp. It's kind of hard to describe, but if you look at it closely, if you ever see this machine in person, you'll kind of understand what I mean. You have to shoot that shot many, many, many times to complete Meadowlands, which will light your Meadowlands insert by Underboss. And so those are your 8 primary goals in the game to qualify for Boss, which is, again, the big wizard mode in the game, and I'll sort of explain Boss once we get there. I'm ready to do Underboss, though. I'm very close to doing Underboss, so all I need to do is... Oh, no, now we're in Underboss. When you complete the... when you collect the 4 money symbols in the playfield, you'll light Advanced Rank on the spinner shot, which is next to the save. And so now we're in Underboss. Underboss is the mini... well, it's a mini wizard mode in the game, and pretty much every shot is lit for decent points. Every shot adds a letter to Underboss, and once you spell Underboss, 3 super jackpots will light. 1 on the Bing ramp, 1 on the spinner, and 1 on the boat. And you basically just rinse and repeat. You can bring Bing multi-ball into this, and I believe you can actually bring the boat multi-ball into it as well. If you're in either of those multi-balls and you advance your rank through the safe, and, you know, basically advance it to Underboss, you'll actually start Underboss while you have those multi-balls going. So you can actually stack multiple multi-balls on top of Underboss, which is really good. So, a feature I didn't mention yet, and there's a lot of features I haven't talked about yet. Sopranos has a lot of stuff to talk about in the playfield. You've got this left, sort of like, left saucer. It's called the fish saucer. And, during multi-ball play, if you collect a lit fish saucer, it'll actually add a ball once per multi-ball. So it's something very important to know about. There's an exception to that rule. When you're in Boss, the wizard mode, you can actually add a ball infinitely, as long as it's lit. And you can relight it by hitting the 4 fish inlane inserts. So if you spell out fish at the inlanes, you'll relight the saucer. And again, once per multi-ball, that'll add a ball. In other parts of the game, if you're in single ball play and you've got the Bing switch qualification part going, it might award you 10 switch hits if you hit fish. If you're in single ball play and you've got some dollar signs in the playfield, fish will oftentimes spot you a dollar sign. So, say Meadowlands is a really tough shot, and it's your last dollar to get, your last money symbol to get. If you hit the fish saucer, it'll collect that for you, and then it'll light Advanced Rank at your spinner. So something else I haven't mentioned yet, and this is where Sopranos actually gets interesting. Sopranos is not a super, like, complicated game. It's a fan layout. It's a very open play field, and if you're good with your aim, you can just shoot a lot of stuff on the fly and just make a lot of shots, and it feels fun, but it's kind of, I don't want to say generic, but it's relatively basic. It's just a bunch of shots towards the upper part of the playfield, spread out in a fan kind of layout. There's not a whole lot of danger to the shots. I mean, if you brick a lot of the shots, a lot of times they brick safely. It's not like, say, Monster Bash or something like that, where if you make a brick and the ball's in danger. But Sopranos does have some really interesting stuff when it comes to scoring. And every time you advance rank in this game, specific ranks will give you ×2 multiplier on very specific shots in the playfield. So I believe the first rank will make the pop pumpers at ×2. Other ones will make the orbits at ×2. Meadowlands can be ×2. The safe can be ×2, and etc. So one of the fun things to do in this game is to try to advance your ranks as much as you can without draining. And I'm not doing a very good job at not draining. You know, I do have extra balls on, so that has definitely helped in my quest to get to Boss. But one of the really fun things to do in Sopranos is try to get your ranks all up on one ball, get to Underboss, and you've effectively got, you know, half your playfield at ×2, if not more. I don't even know if it's your entire playfield. I know one of your ranks gives you extra ball, but I'm not sure if that rank actually makes something ×2 or not. So you can have a lot of stuff at ×2 in this game, and if you can get into your multi-balls with double playfield, it's great. And it feels really satisfying. Your score definitely starts to snowball much faster, and it's very, very satisfying. One of the other fun things about Sopranos is that you can be working towards completing goals in modes that you might not expect to be able to. So, you know, in multi-ball modes. You know, if you've collected your super jackpot and you're not really playing for points, say you're playing for wizard mode, right? You can use your multi-balls to progress towards the things you need. Again, in any multi-ball mode, you can progress towards your save, which is your ranks. You can also progress towards Meadowlands in either of the multi-balls. Unfortunately, you cannot progress towards Truck Heist, but you can progress towards lighting episodes. You can actually collect Sopranos letters while you're in any multi-ball. Every shot on the spinner will add a letter to Sopranos. Something I also didn't mention is that every time you hit the spinner, you also raise the spinner value. And the spinner will actually cap out at 100,000 points a spin. So you'll hit that spinner in single ball play, and you might get 500k or more for just a single shot, which is a really good chunk of points for just a single shot. With being outside of multi-ball. So there's a lot of little subtleties like that that make Sopranos kind of fun to play over time. The game might get a little repetitive if you've never really played it before. You know, fan layout, it's lots of multi-ball, you advance through your ranks. But once you learn about like your ×2, and you learn about being able to progress towards other things through multi-ball, it becomes very fun, I think. Definitely sort of a thinking man's game, in a way, where the game's a lot more satisfying if you're sort of really thinking about things. You're trying to, you know, complete multiple tasks at once, rather than just focusing on one task, using one task to complete that task, but also doing it in a way to where you're progressing towards another task at the same time. And in that way, Sopranos is a very satisfying game for me to play. I actually didn't really care for it that much when I first brought it into my apartment, but now that it's been about 6 months, I really, really enjoy the game. And for that, you know, for those aspects I just mentioned. It also has a pretty satisfying wizard mode. Boss, which we're going to get to shortly, is actually... it's a lot of work. I mean, it takes work to get there, but you can actually get to it relatively quickly if you manage your goals and progression the right way, which is really neat. It looks like I just completed Meadowlands, so the last one we need is Truck Heist. So once I come out of this multi-ball, we'll be working towards Truck Heist, which is again the orbits. I believe in this playthrough I also have specials set to award points. This is before I actually turned the game or turned competition mode on. I had a tournament at my apartment just recently, so you know, I made the game tournament ready basically. I cleaned and I waxed it and I put tournament mode on, turned extra balls off. Actually, you can't turn extra balls completely off in this game because one of your ranks actually awards extra balls. So that extra ball will always award 10 million points. So just a FYI for people wanting to use this in tournaments. If you do want to use this in tournaments, turn the special off completely. Or have it award a credit. You do not want it to award points because a special will award 25 million points in this game, which is a huge, huge chunk of points in this game. So if you're going to have this game in a tournament, make sure specials are either set to award credits or have them off completely if it's at all possible. Alright, so we've qualified boss. We've done everything. So the advanced rank lights. And I just started the Bing mode again. Which again, with Bing, you've got to hit a certain amount of switch hits in order to start that multi-ball. So I did not start Bing multi-ball. I actually started Boss. So Boss is a multi-ball mode. And it's actually kind of interesting how it works. You basically need to work your way up through all of your modes again. So you'll notice there's food is lit. So your orbits in your 2 ramps are lit for shots, and you need to make all those shots. And I did. And so now Meadowlands is lit. And so from this point on, I need to hit the Meadowlands shot a bunch of times, which this is usually my hang-up when I get to Boss, because Meadowlands is a very, very tight shot. And actually, when I did this video, the coils the flippers were very soft. You know, the flippers hadn't been rebuilt in a very, very long time. So after a good game, the coils got really hot. The action on the flippers got very soft, and thus it was really hard to aim on that Meadowlands ramp. So, but as I mentioned earlier with Fish, the fish saucer on the left, what's really interesting about Boss is that you can add a ball infinitely as long as you're constantly qualifying fish, which to qualify fish, all you have to do is spell fish on the in lanes. So a lot of times what I do when I'm in Boss mode, I'm not even focusing on my goal. I'm focusing on trying to get fish relit. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do right now, to a degree, along with getting control. So I need one more letter to qualify fish again. And I drained, but that's okay. I'm back in single ball play. Okay, cool. Got a Meadowlands shot. Qualified my fish. Added a ball. Once again, and then we're going to rinse and repeat. I like that safety. Because one brick shot on this wizard mode, and you're out. And, you know, if you get to this point in the game, after, you know, the long gameplay you've probably gone through trying to get here, you don't want to just drain out. So I like to play it safe when I'm in Boss. I also do that because Boss is worth a lot of points. I think I come out of Boss here with like 90+ million points or something like that, which is a really large chunk of points in the game. So, got another Meadowlands shot. And another one. And fish is going again, so we just added another ball. And you can keep doing this until you finish Boss. So working our way up through our modes again, we got to do truck heist. So we've got to shoot the orbits a bunch of times. I think it might just be 3 times. Sopranos is definitely a game that's all about control. You definitely want to be controlling the flow of the game. You want to be having good ball control. So now what I'm going to do is try to actually get my fish letters lit once more. And one of the reasons for this is that the boat kickout on this game is very, very dangerous. If you lock a ball up in the boat, which I'm required to now in order to meet my next goal, I need to actually hit it a couple of times, I think. A lot of times what happens is the boat will drop the ball out, it'll hit the side rail and go straight down the middle. So I never lock a ball up in boat, at least not in a situation where I know it's going to kick back out. I never do it in single ball play. So, and bam, just like that, straight down the middle. So now it's back to qualifying fish again, and that was really close. Almost got a drain there. And that was risky. But that's also one thing you can do. You can try to smack the side of the machine right as the ball comes down and hits that side rail to sort of keep it from going down the middle. Now we're going to be trying to get that fish lit again. Got it. Of course, this goal now is the Bing ramp. So we got to hit the Bing ramp 3 times. And got to reject from the fish hole. That does happen. You got to watch out for that. So Alright, so now we're on RIP. So we got to hit those orbits again. which will feed the balls to the top. I intentionally let a ball drain there to, since ball save was still on, since I got the atta ball. And that fed a ball back to the top as well. So I need to complete RIP once. So it's all about hitting those orbits. And what I did there is, instead of hitting the orbit, I actually hit the Meadowlands ramp. Because the orbits aren't tough to hit. And so what I ended up doing is, you know, working towards lighting fish again. And then I figured I could just try to hit the orbit on the fly as the ball came around from that ramp. So that's where thinking ahead definitely sort of helps you on Sopranos. In the case of the boss wizard mode, it helps you stay alive. So, and getting close to qualifying fish again. We need one more. Got it. So now we're going to add a ball. Oh, rejected again. Backhand it? Nope. Sometimes what I do is when the ball rolls up to the edge of the left flipper, I'll just backhand it into fish, much like you can do with the creature saucer on Monster Bash. So now we're on episodes. Episodes is easy. You just got to hit any lit shot. When you're playing the game normally, when you're in normal single ball playing, you've got an episode going, typically it's just shoot the flashing shots. There's nothing really complex about the episodes. And that was quite a big move. The game is on sliders, so it doesn't register the tilt as much as it normally should. So that definitely would have given me some warnings on any other Sopranos. Oh, did get a warning there, so. So, safe is our last goal, and safe requires a lot of hits for boss. I think it's like 8 hits or something like that. So, you definitely don't want to be doing this in single ball play. The safe actually isn't that risky on this specific Sopranos. Usually the ball comes to one of the flippers. It doesn't usually go straight down the middle. And whenever you hit the safe, it absorbs the impact. And so the ball sort of just like floats back down. It doesn't usually just fly right back at you. Unlike, say, the saucer on Attack from Mars. And that's it. We completed boss. Got a crazy amount of points for that. And that's Sopranos for you. And that's pretty much the entire game. I'm sure there's quite a few things I've missed out. You know, for instance, on the right-hand side, you've got the pork store targets. You don't really go for those on your own, but the ball will bounce over there, and that'll qualify the pork store on the spinner. And the pork store is basically like your mystery award in the game. And when I put this game on competition mode, I couldn't really tell if it was awarding the same thing or the same things in the same order every game I played. So I'm not sure if, you know, if you pop it in the competition mode, if it's the same thing every time you play the game in a tournament or something like that. Likewise with the TV modes or the episodes. I've noticed that even when I had the game in competition mode, that the episodes did not play in the same order every time. But you couldn't change them either. When you're in normal play, non-competition mode, hitting the pop bumpers, I believe, rotates through the episodes, like whichever one is currently selected. Whereas in competition mode, it would not do that. So that's kind of interesting. I need to make a post on one of the competitive forums to see some details about that, or see if there's a rule sheet online. But alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and just wrap it up here. Enjoy the rest of the video. Again, if you would like to see one without commentary, just check my YouTube channel here, and you can find a non-commentary version of this same video. Thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, feel free to subscribe. You can also follow me on Twitch, where I do live pinball streams. And thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it was useful. So, take it easy.
thing, they throw her out.